Greetings. Today's conversation is the one you wouldn't want to miss. I am Tyasha, and today we have an individual amongst us who is an academician of film and media studies and a researcher in films. Give it up for Mr. Anugyan Nag. Sir, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So you have made a remarkable contribution in the creative field and academic domains as well. So could you share one particular experience of yours which shaped your creative outlook?
I would say that I was fortunate to be born in a family where there was a lot of importance given to not just school curricular education, but also a kind of holistic upbringing. So I was fortunate that my mother and my father both pushed me towards fine arts. For instance, learning music, also going for theatre, you know. Of course, I was really, really fond of watching films. So one experience, I would say, of course, I think the fact that my earliest memory of growing up in my house was listening to music. I think people learned music, they sang, they would wake up early in the morning and they would sing. And my mom was very fond of listening to music. So I think that left a very, very deep impression in my mind.
So, sir, in your co-authored book *Tollyguns to Tollywood*, discovers the Bengali film industry. What were some critical gaps and that the public understanding which you wish to address in your book?
So the thing is that most of the books written on Bengali cinema are actually written on the auteurs, the one who are kind of renowned directors. Yes, and also they are the ones who are kind of internationally hailed, and also the intellectual class, the upper middle class or the educated middle class, they are the ones who have celebrated their work, and deservedly so. But I think the work on cinema actually needs to be looked at from the perspective of the industry also. The industry is very important. And I think post 1990s, just like how the Bombay film industry or the South Indian film industries, they underwent a lot of transformation, and they also kind of had global impulses. Similarly, the Bengali film industry too underwent a lot of transformation, and good or bad is a different debate and discussion, but I basically wanted to draw the attention of people to see how the industry actually got completely revamped, and there was so much attention to things like exhibition, distribution, and also imbibing new technology like digital projection. And of course, the whole issue of the celebrity culture, of course, the coming of satellite television, digital technology, and the whole expansion of regional cinemas into the diaspora market. How did they kind of change the industry, the economics of the industry? So that's basically my research and my attention.
So as you mentioned that you had a keen interest in films from the beginning. So when did you realize that your interest in films could become such a fruitful career for you?
Very late, actually, while I was doing my graduation in Bangalore. Actually, I was doing my graduation in business management. I was a fairly decent student, but I would spend a lot of time, going to the film society. There's a film society in Bangalore, very old, set up in the 1960s, Suchitra Film Society. So I became a member of that society, and I would go regularly to watch films there. And they used to do a lot of retrospectives of directors. There were country-specific films that they would show. So I really, for the first time, realized that there's a whole world out there, and there's so much one can do with cinema, because this medium of cinema actually brings together, literature, music, and painting, and photography, and everything, every aspect of art and creativity. I think it brings together. So I was quite fascinated, but I didn't really know what would I do with my life, but I knew this much that I certainly want to study films further. So that's how I think the kind of interest really kind of pushed me to pursue it as a career.
Yes. So from being a film student to now an academician who teaches film studies, have you noticed any spectacular changes and developments in the film studies and film industry?
I mean, film studies, yes, because a lot of institutes which earlier would not pay attention to cinema as cinema studies or film studies, they would just do like film appreciation. I think they have changed their approach. A lot of people are waking up to the idea that film studies or cinema studies is not similar to film appreciation. And it's not enough to just watch films, but actually to go into theory, history, so really kind of engage with it more academically. I think that's something that cinema studies really wants to do. But I still feel that it's not a discipline that a lot of people understand, and a lot of institutions also don't understand, and there are very few people who can teach it the way it should be taught. So and in terms of the industry has never really paid much attention to the academics and the academic work that we do. But I think the younger generation of filmmakers, actors, technicians, because a lot of them have gone to film schools or they have gone to institutions, they do value the knowledge that academicians produce, and I think a lot of them do sometimes also read, and they get in touch with us, they talk to us, and they're open to learning. I think a lot of young people in the industry do want to learn, which is wonderful. So that's a change I've witnessed.
I think it's gradually becoming a more mainstream subject.
Yes.
Okay, so the final question, what advice would you give to the students who are passionate about studying films but are afraid to take the risk?
So, well, passion is the most important. You have to really be mad about films. Unless you're totally, completely like lunatic about films, I don't think so you can really, stay with cinema for very long. The other thing is that film education is expensive, so it's not really affordable for everyone. So if you can afford it, or if you can pursue scholarship, if you can get some kind of grant, that's wonderful. And you also have to understand what you want to do with that passion, whether you just want to go into it because of glamour, because of the whole kind of spectacle of the spectacle and glamour of cinema, or do you really want to go because you love cinema, you want to tell stories, or you want to be a technician, a craftsman. So you really have to kind of understand all of that. So good training is very important. So choose the right institution, and if you're lucky, you might get a good teacher who will inspire you and guide you.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights and your advice. So thank you. It was an amazing time. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here.
And thank you for sharing your guidance to the students. And we hope to see you again.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.